Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
Here are the scores following the first toss-up round here on Battle of the Brains. Douglas Freeman High School team with 70 points. The team from Maggie Walker Governor School with 60 points. And we'll get back to our match just ahead. First, let's let you meet our players today. Let's start with our team from Douglas Freeman High School. They are the Mavericks. Their coach is Matthew Scott. First up is Gio Matseo, who is a senior. He's involved in the Model UN and the History and Human Rights Club. He runs track year-round, and his interests include philosophy, debate, and science. Our team captain from Douglas Freeman is Joseph Chambers. Joseph is a senior who is a musician. He plays the baritone sax in the marching band, plays the tenor sax in the jazz band. He's also a participant in the Model UN Club and in the Freeman Young Democrats. Next up is Kenny Vo, who is a senior. His interests include zoology, video games, and paleontology. He plans to go into chemical engineering. And wrapping up our team from Freeman is Kieran Wall, who is a senior. He's in the Center for Leadership at Freeman. He's into amateur astronomy. He likes hiking and swimming, and he's editor-in-chief of the school's newspaper. That's our team from Douglas Freeman High School. Good to have you all here with us in round 3 of Battle of the Brains. And now let's meet our team from the Maggie Walker Governor School. The Green Dragons are coached by Adam Rachi and Juanita Laswell. First up is Vienne Wen, who is a junior. She enjoys learning languages, is passionate about linguistics, enjoys drawing, painting and sculpture, and is an aspiring writer and an avid reader. Our team captain is Sam Lichman, who is a senior. He plays viola with the Richmond Symphony Youth Orchestra, participates in the Model United Nations. In his free time, he likes to golf and hopes to study mathematics in college. Next up is Bharti Kancharla, who is a sophomore who hopes to become a teacher in the future, enjoys music, likes to play the violin and sing, and likes to bake as well. And wrapping up our team is Sam McNamee, who is a sophomore who participates regularly in the Philosophy Club, is involved in Model UN, and plans to study history. And that is our team from the Maggie Walker Governor School. And now to our category round, where each team will select one 10-question category from today's choices. If the team gets all of its questions correct in the allotted time, they'll receive a 20-point bonus. Teams, take a look here at today's categories from which you may choose. They are American Presidents, Vice Presidents, Person of the Year, and the word imaginary. And we do note that in this round, only the captains can officially answer for the team, though they may confer with their teammates to try to come up with the correct answer. And by the rules of the game, the high score team gets first choice of category. Today, that is our team from Douglas Freeman. So Joseph, if you could open your microphone for me and quickly talk it over with your teammates, let me know what category you would like to play.
We'll go with the word imaginary.
All right, identify the following, all of which are associated with something imaginary. The first is the imaginary line that runs from the North to South Pole on which the Earth spins.
Wait, no, the axis. Yeah, axis. Earth's axis.
That is correct, axis. Imaginary line at 0 degrees latitude.
Equator. The equator is our answer.
Equator is correct. Imaginary line from which longitude east and west is measured.
Our answer is prime meridian.
Correct. Author, Lewis Carroll's literary underworld.
What, Screwtape? I think. Our answer is Screwtape.
That would be Wonderland, where Alice went. Jonathan Swift's imaginary land of small people.
Lilliputian. Lilliput is our answer, sorry.
Repeat, please.
Our final answer is Lilliput.
Lilliput is correct. Peter Pan's imaginary land.
Neverland is our answer.
Correct. C.S. Lewis's magical imaginary land entered into through a passageway inside a wardrobe.
Narnia is our answer.
Correct. Sir Thomas More's perfect society.
Utopia is our answer.
Correct. L. Frank Baum's imaginary land.
Oz is our answer.
Correct.
Oz
and in the classic cartoon strip, what was Calvin's imaginary friend Hobbs? We've got the buzzer. He was a stuffed tiger. All right, that's a good job on the category by Douglas Freeman. Now we'll see how Maggie Walker Governor School team does. American Presidents and Vice Presidents, or Person of the Year. Sam, talk it over with your teammates. Open your mic for me, please, and let me know what category you would like to play.
Do you want presidents? I think it's more straightforward. We'll take presidents, vice presidents.
All right, I will give you the name of a vice president. Name the president under which he served. The first is Thomas Jefferson.
John Adams is our answer. Our
That
answer
is
is John Adams.
correct. Andrew Johnson.
Abraham Lincoln.
Our answer is Abraham Lincoln.
Correct. John Tyler.
Typical new our answer is Harrison.
William Henry Harrison is correct. Walter Mondale.
Carter.
Our answer is Carter.
Correct. Lyndon Johnson.
Our answer is Kennedy.
Correct. Al Gore.
That was Clinton, right? Clinton.
Clinton.
Our answer is Clinton.
Correct. Bill Clinton. Richard Nixon.
Eisenhower.
Our answer is Eisenhower.
Correct. Dan Quayle.
George Bush.
Our answer is George Bush.
I need you to be more specific.
Our answer is George W. Bush.
It was George H.W. Bush. Joe Biden.
Our answer is Barack Obama.
Correct. Harry Truman. And that would be Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Good job with the category round teams. Up next, another toss-up round here on Battle of the Brains. Stay with us.
Welcome back to Battle of the Brains, presented by Virginia 529 College Savings Plan.
And here are the scores following the category round here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from Douglas Freeman High School with 110 points. Our team from Maggie Walker Governor's School with 100 points. And now it's back to Battle of the Brains and another toss-up round. Again, questions are being directed to each team, alternating between them, and there are no point deductions for the incorrect answers. The team we left off with in the last toss-up round, we will start with Douglas Freeman High or Maggie Walker. We ended up with Douglas Freeman. We will start with Maggie Walker. This man was Secretary of War under Franklin Pierce. As Confederate president, he was imprisoned for treason at Fort Monroe. Buried in Richmond's Hollywood Cemetery, name this man. Sam McNamee?
Jefferson Davis.
That is correct. All right, Douglas Freeman, you may need your pencil and paper for this one. What is the sum of the prime numbers between 20 and 30? Joseph?
52.
52 is correct. The numbers are 23 and 29. Maggie Walker, you may need your pencil and paper for this question. The width of a rectangular doubled, the height tripled, and the depth is reduced by 1/4. What is the percent increase in the volume of the prism?
When you double a
And that would be 50%. Douglas Freeman, in reality, King Duncan died in battle against the title figure, but in the Shakespeare play, he is murdered in his bed. Name this 1603 play set in Scotland. Gio?
Macbeth.
Macbeth is correct. Maggie Walker, in football, this occurs when a ball goes out of bounds in the end zone or a ball carrier is tackled behind the goal line. Name this NFL event that scores 2 points for the defense. Sam?
A safety.
That a safety is correct. Freeman, you would consult a podiatrist if you were suffering from which of the following health problems? An earache, an ingrown toenail, or a sore throat? Joseph?
Ingrown toenail.
That is correct. Maggie Walker, please watch the screen and listen closely. Here is your Virginia-based video question from a member of the Battle of the Brains Brainy Bunch.
Which of Virginia's plantations is the oldest, having been built in 1723?
And that would be Shirley Plantation. Freeman, this collection's 1881 edition includes the Calamus poems and the most of drum taps. The first published in July 1855, much of it consisted of one long poem, Song of Myself. Name this collection by Walt Whitman. Joseph?
Leaves of Grass.
Correct. Maggie Walker, this literary term literally means the final outcome of the main complication in a play or story. What is this 10-letter word? Sam?
Solution.
It would be the denouement. All right, you may need your pencil and paper, Freeman. A pyramid of tiles has 5 tiers with 25 tiles on the bottom tier and 1 on the top tier. The number of tiles on each tier is a different perfect square between 1 and 25. How many tiles are there in the whole pyramid? Gio.
There are 55 tiles.
55 is correct. 1 plus 4 plus 9 plus 16 plus 25. Maggie Walker, you may need your pencil and paper. In the factored form of 12x squared minus 23x plus 10, one binomial is 4x minus 5. What is the other binomial? Sam.
3x minus 2.
That is correct. Douglas Freeman, it is created by dragging any two-dimensional circle through space without rotating or tilting it. What name is given to a geometric solid with 2 circular bases that lie in parallel planes? Joseph.
The cylinder.
Correct. And that buzzer means one more toss-up round ahead, and we'll have today's winner here on Battle of the Brains, so stay with us.